member of the tribe, and this is land I inherited through my great uncle. My people, the Utes, are in crises. It's a health crisis that goes back many years. It has to do with post-traumatic stress trauma. Has to do with historical trauma. Has to do with dysfunction as a result of that trauma, displacement of our people to the Uinta Basin from Colorado and central Utah, and the loss of culture, which in turn affects the overall health, mental, physical, spiritual, and physical welfare of Indian people. Our people are suffering from obesity, as high as 66, sometimes 70% of our people are affected by diabetes, high blood pressure, and other heart-related diseases. This one I'm going to share with you this morning is called Strongheart Song, Chichigam. Last summer, at the Shoshone reunion, a lot of people approached me, not only from our reservation, but from the other Shoshone reservations, and personally asked me to help them and help our people, because I was talking about a health kick I was on and that I'm continuing to be on to this day. And I shared with them what worked for me and what I would like to do to help, and they said, please help us. That pretty much stimulated what we have today. It troubled me that I saw fear in my people's eyes for the first time, and it haunted me. And so this is I and my colleagues, my family's attempt to do our part to help our people. We're welcome to camp and invite others to come and join with us. We'll be here until Sunday.
Through some of my friends and cousins' visions, they foresee that we've had a lot of struggles, becoming one people again, and they say that we won't be a complete people until we learn to ride the horse and to get on the horse again.
Okay, observing horses, the one thing that you need to be is learn to observe them.
What we're conducting today is several seminars or workshops. The first one, foremost, is equine healing. Basically, it's exposure to Mustangs and how to develop and maintain relationships. You're interested in the horse event? Follow her, go with her. We got Jason Darger here. He's in charge of the survival. He'll be working with Tom Brown, the tracking school. Also Daniela, in charge of the garden. So these are the leaders. So go to them for questions or for the next sessions. The other one is it's about survival. How to make a fire without matches, how to take care of yourself in the wild, and the beauty involved in that, the spirituality that's involved in both, and all of these things.
I'm making fire kit out of sagebrush. So yeah.
And how's it going?
Like with our tribal bear dance, they say the horse is part of that ceremony too. With our sun dance too, everything, the horse is part of that.
First of all, the horse is very, very important to our people. It made us a strong, mobile people way back in history. It can do that again.
And the culture's still here and stuff, and it just needs a jump start.
When we get the horse so that it is no longer afraid of our hand, then we will have started to gentle that horse.
One of the things we know about the Mustangs is that their true nature is that they're kind and loving animals. But they've been given a bad reputation by society. Like so with our people.
Hate to say they know who they are, but we don't know who we are anymore. But we're, relearning.
we're considered wild and of no value. And in truth, we too are kind and gentle. And the dangerous thing for Indian people is when they buy into that stereotype. The minute they buy into that, they become what people think of them, and they begin to harm themselves.
For indigenous people, they have gone through the worst of any trauma that we could perpetrate on people, and that would be the genocide of their entire culture and their people. So horses go right to the core traumatic problem and issue, and they help us figure out, through honesty, how to change and how to heal. They do that by making sure that they demand from us all the principles that we keep talking about: honesty, gentleness, firm boundaries, clear communication. So all those gifts that we want and we believe that we project, horses do it naturally, and then they demand that from us as well.
I think they understand us. I think they understand that what's happening to them is happening to us. I think they have a collective consciousness, a spiritual awareness. They're very similar to us in their mannerisms, and their trauma is our trauma. And spiritually they're powerful, not only physically but spiritually. They have so much love. That's why they can heal people. That's why they can heal trauma. And our people need that so very much. And I think these horses really know that. And so I think they're ready. Not only are they ready, but they're willing to do their part to heal us, which will heal them. If we all reconnect, we will make this world what it should be.
Now, when we start with Mustangs, the thing that a Mustang fears the most is the human.
You know, you see people that do therapy with a horse, and there's horse psychologists and, you know, horse whisperers. But I think it's much more than the people learning how to read a horse. Is a horse teaching us how to be as humans.
We now know, though, we can look at brain chemistry. We can look at the brain now. And what indigenous people knew was experiences changes the brain, changes the heart, changes the spirit, changes the brain, the body. So what's happening here today is we're actually healing brains. I mean, we're doing neuro-healing, if you will, because we know now that when people have a different experience, it changes how they think and feel about themselves and the world. I mean, literally makes a new pathway.
We're out to encourage our people to start believing in themselves, the higher part of themselves, the higher state of who they really are, their spiritual selves, and to be kind and loving to themselves and get back to what they once were. I think some of the problems we have are the result of disconnect from nature, and that includes the horse. And I think that also applies to the dominant culture. I think that's what's affected the entire United States, is this disconnect.
What we do as the dominant culture is that we come in to fix, help, and heal. We do for instead of with. And I just want to say that one of the most remarkable things that RAIN is doing is that they are honoring their people by having their people heal themselves.
So what we're trying to do is reconnect in an attempt to strengthen and empower us and promote better health. And it's not only the Indian nations, but we hope to eventually impact our nation, our entire nation, because people forget we're Americans too. We care about this country.
Because when you go up to put their hand on that horse, the horse's head will go up, their body gets tight, it might even quiver. It has only learned to tolerate the human. or it's been punished and made to stand. But that is not a gentled horse.
The systems that we have had previous to this time simply haven't worked. And so this is an attempt to do something that will really work and improve the quality of the lives of the Ute Indian people.
Red Horse Nation believes, and we will always believe this, that any tribal healing has to come from within the tribe. Any healing program has to be owned and run and nurtured by the tribal members.
Our organization's motto is that we treat the source of the problems, not the symptoms. Band-Aids are killing us. That's our motto. We treat the source of the problem, the core of the problem, not its symptoms.
I think RAIN is right at the forefront of how we heal from historical trauma, is we find ways to connect to our historical greatness. And RAIN, doing these types of activities and these types of events, is right at the forefront of everything that we now know that works. And that means anything that's experiential, that's spiritually based, hands-on, bringing back cultural awareness and cultural identity in a way that makes you realize your historical greatness. That's the healing, the coming together and honoring that which was.
You know, he's gonna show you how to do that, but that is not so large that your spindle wobbles in there.
Oh, people who participated have loved it.
I want the prettiest one to put this up.
Boy, that so leaves me.
There with the braids.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
The one with the braids, man. Okay, then you're gonna set it right in between that one right there. No. Back over here. Oh, take it that way. Some different tribes have their own way of putting this up. Oh, this one right there.
We give them positive stimulation of who they are. So sometimes it's like we remind them of how good they are. And that makes people feel good. And so it's made me happy to see the smiles on my people's faces today, especially the little ones.
Okay, where's the tallest Indian?
When you watch the kids touch the horse and hug the horse, and you see that smile go over their face, you know that that's changing how they feel about themselves and others.
What Wind Horse stands for is it stands for the path of the peaceful warrior.
And I want our people to take it from here and refine it, make it bigger, and make it, incorporate it into the mental health therapy and treatment programs, the alcohol substance abuse programs, the youth programs, recreation programs, all of the programs, including the penal system, adult and juvenile courts. That's what this is all about, is reconnecting, reminding us who we really are. We're spiritual beings, and we're good people. And if we connect with that, we'll start taking care of ourselves, better care of ourselves and our young people, future generations. We'll make better, wiser decisions about our land, natural resources, and we'll be able to make greater contributions to the greater society.